I feel like we've had this mentality. Sometimes maybe we could be a little bit more aggressive, and I think the game kind of has to speak to you on that. But the general philosophy is we're trying to go win the game. So.
The Mike Macdonald Show after a win, another road win. Seriously, what is the deal with the road success? Why are you guys so good on the road?
I don't know. I wish we had like a formula that we just dusted off and did it. I think it's probably more along the lines of we're always trying to figure out the best way to operate, and chasing edge is a real thing. Guys do a great job. A lot of our trips are multiple day trips, so I think there's something to be said about kind of being focused, getting on the plane on a Friday. You're kind of in it, and we're together for 3 days. But the guys do a great job on the road. Their mentality, especially this game, was something that we need to be able to build off of.
Any thought of traveling up to, I don't know, Simon Fraser, over to Central, Kibbe Dome, and then Moscow, trying to practice for 3 days away, and then just get on the buses and travel back and play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like a road trip here in Lumen?
I've thought about it.
Could you do that?
We can, yeah. Methods and principles. As long as Jody says it's okay, we can do whatever we want.
How seriously have you considered that? Because I think it's kind of an interesting idea. If the team just seems to react.
I don't think I'd be a very popular head coach in the locker room.
You got to make them think it's their idea. You got to work with somebody. Don't you have a player leadership council? Yeah, kind of work with the leaders and make it seem like it's their idea.
That'd be a heavy inception right there. There'd be multiple levels of the dream phase that you have to go down to make it their idea.
When we talked to you last week, you were pretty transparent about your frustration with the tackling the week before. Yep. I really enjoyed the conversation trying to figure out what you can do about it and what that looks like from your perspective. A week later, what did you make of the tackling yesterday?
It was vastly improved. It's a combination of things. I think the number one leading thing is our guys just decided that we were going to tackle. It's because how we're training it, we're going to keep chasing that every week. And I think the other big thing that happened was our effort was very, very good. It was up to our standard yesterday. So, if you do miss, which we did, you're going to miss. You're not going to hit 100% of your tackles. If you are, that means you're not playing aggressively enough. So when you do miss, you need guys to clean it up for you and limit those extra yards. And that's the way the guys played.
Mike, I'm only reporting the story and the facts here, so nothing funny, no funny business about it. But Brady Henderson covers you guys, tweeted this a couple hours ago that Mike Macdonald called out Coby Bryant in a team meeting last Monday, expecting better tackling from one of the best players. The message was received. Coby Bryant said, quote, "After the game, that's what we need, honestly," Bryant said. "It was much needed, and I'm thankful for that."
Well, that tells you Coby's personality and what he's like and how much of a study is. I wouldn't classify it as calling anything. We're not calling people out. We're just
coaching, right?
We're just trying to be great. Yeah, we're just coaching our guys all the time. That's all we're trying to do is we're chasing a standard, we're chasing a vision of who we want to be, and we tell each other the truth. We tell it with love. It's how we roll. We coach guys up, and our guys have been awesome, and they take coaching. So, I wouldn't classify it as me calling him out or anything like that.
He's got to play a big role, though, this past weekend, right? I mean, you got 3 starting guys out of the secondary. He's sort of the last one remaining starting in that secondary. How important, I know you got the ready squad and you got the guys ready to come in. You got to coach them that way. But how important does he become in a game like that as the last starter left?
Well, Coby's a critical part of our defense. This guy attacks the ball. You saw yesterday his ability to make tackles in the alley, his range, the presence, the communication. All those things we need. Whoever's playing safety for us, but we need that from Coby for us to play great defense. And I thought he played a really complete game yesterday. There's some details we're not going to call him out. But we're going to coach guys up today when we meet and make sure we're really clean on our details here so we can move forward. But he's very. I'm not trying to make Coby not less important than other guys, but all these guys are important. It's how you play together. is what makes you successful.
According to the former fired coaches and former players that somehow grade all of the film for PFF back east, Nick Emmanwori was the second highest graded Seahawk defensive player yesterday, behind only Leonard Williams. Does your eye and evaluation match PFF's evaluation, Coach, from his performance yesterday?
It's funny. I think the conversation was actually happened this week with the guys. It was. I think it was at the hotel, but the PFF, I respect what they're doing, and they do great stuff. But we don't look at it. It's just like it's such an easy trap to be like, well, we grade our guys based off of our grades. So I hope nobody's like, it's just we don't evaluate based off of how they evaluate. I think not everybody would agree with that's how you should operate. But Nick played a good game. He played a really good game. He really helps us on the perimeter. Just
so
look at him out there. He just looks. He's an imposing figure out there, man. And there's so much room for growth. There's so much room for improvement. Not saying that he didn't do anything bad or anything like that, but as the game starts to slow down for him, and he understands how he can play things a little bit maybe more aggressively and understand distributions and be ahead of plays more. He's always if he keeps doing that and keeps attacking that mentality, he's only going to play faster, and that's going to really help him. And he's going to start even making more plays. So, but there's some really kind of some hidden yardage in there that he made tackles in second and kind of hairy situations, third down and hairy situations where he's able to create more advantageous situations for us. Where in games past, we haven't necessarily been 100% on some of those plays, so that really helped us.
17 hits on the quarterback, 7 sacks. Those are pretty incredible numbers. If you got to tell us, I know you're not going to give us the details on how that necessarily occurs in each individual, but who plays a big role in 17 hits on the quarterback?
Everybody. It's everybody. It starts with our plan that we generate as coaches to give the guys a tight, clear plan, which I felt like we needed to improve on coming out of Tampa Bay, one that we can execute and do it at a high level, and the guys buying into that plan, preparing their butts off so they can go take advantage of it, play fast, and then you got to go execute. And in order to hit the quarterback, he's got to have the ball. So in order for him to have the ball, he can't have anywhere to throw. And so it takes everybody to be able to work together so the rush can come alive. And so there's a lot of plays yesterday, as the stats back it up, where we're doing that, and it's great. And there's also plays where kind of one side can improve, and there's opportunities where there's even more. And so it's very clear when you watch the tape. It's exciting because I felt like we did take a step forward. Guys played extremely hard. I think we rushed well together and went off one another, and there's still some plays where I think we can improve on that front too. So we got to keep going to work on it. You can't just say, we're sweet now.
So when I hear you say that there's still more you can do just in the pass rush game after a 17 quarterback hit performance, I think back a little bit to last week and some of the frustration you had that you said was, hey, look, this team's good enough for me to be frustrated at them for not getting over the top. Just taking that forward after a win and saying, hey, I still think there's even more. It kind of leaves me with the feeling that the ceiling for this pass rush group is almost unlimited for what you think they're capable of.
Well, I think we believe we have high belief in our whole defense, and we expect to be our goal. We want to be the best. We want to be the best team in the world. That's a pretty high standard, and we expect to be the best defense in the league. That's our goal. That's our expectation, and that's what we chase every day. But in order to do that, you have to be the best version of yourself. You have to be the best version of the Seahawks defense to even come close to those goals. That's what we're focused on. And it's positive. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun to watch the tape and to celebrate guys and having success. I'll tell you what, Leonard Williams had a phenomenal game. I don't know what the stats are to do it.
Oh, he was number one in PFF's grades, Coach. Okay, he was number one. PFF graded number one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, shout out to PFF. See, I told you those guys are on it. The fighting former Michael Burns, man. He's
That's right.
doing a great job for us on offense. But He played a phenomenal game. He was dominant, and the way he's playing is setting up a lot of guys' success as well. So that's talking about that's team football right there. It's big time stuff.
Is Byron Murphy, just to the eye, and I only get the coach tape and the TV copy, is he a little leaner than he was a season ago, or twitchy, or is there anything that he committed to physically to be different in year number 2?
I don't want to speak for him. I know he worked really hard this offseason, and he does look like he's in good shape. He does look explosive. I also think it's a little bit more confidence and been able to kind of turn it loose when he's at 3 technique and working the interior rush. Mm-hmm. I wish if I told you all it was like BMI, I'd be lying to you right now. But yeah, he does. He looks great. He looks great.
You mentioned that you've been the Pied Piper with Jackson Smith and Jigba, and it's looking like you've been very accurate in being first on this one. What another incredible performance from him. When you think about him, we're gonna have to find new ways to ask you about him every week. But what allows him to do so many multiple different types of things in the passing game?
It's a good way to ask the same question again.
Yeah.
I think it's a function of time. In order to do that, in order to get down the field and run, a 15-yard out cut or a 15-yard in cut or a post, that takes time. And we lived it the wrong way against Tampa Bay, where it takes too many Mississippis, and that's you have to be able to protect the quarterback and give him time. And there's other receivers in the routes too that have to manipulate coverage, or the ball's going to them. We had an opportunity to hit Torrey yesterday down the field where, we want to be able to come down with that ball. And you saw Coop on the through route, on the play action pass that was like a quick. But all those things, that all plays off one another. And so, you could run 5-step no hitch timing to Jacks all day, but teams are going to start taking that away. You can run a quick game to them, or you can throw a deep ball. You can't just do one thing. You got to have the whole, arsenal of all the plays at your disposal. So that's really tough to defend all the time, and take away the run game. So that's the type of stress we want to put on defenses, and right now we're doing that.
I don't know if you want to be the Pied Piper, by the way. I'm just looking at AI. Do you know the back meaning of the Pied Piper?
Actually, I really don't. So maybe
he was take all the rats out.
He did. It was a German folktale about a piper who rid the town of Hamlin of a rat infestation with his magical music, but then he wasn't paid. So in revenge, he led the town's children away into a mountain never to be heard of again. I don't know if the Pied Piper. I don't know how great a story.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time drawing some parallels there.
Hey, can I do, on a serious note, a little football 101? Can you teach me and Mike and our audience what it means to defend under center in today's NFL? Sam yesterday, 50% of his snaps under center. Under center, you guys are number 2 in the NFL offensively at 6.7 yards a play. Obviously, huge explosive plays have come from him playing under center. Just kind of football 101. We're all so used to seeing the QB in the shotgun so much that what does it do to a defense when you play that much, that effectively under center?
Well, all plays are at your disposal. So you got to play it straight up defensively. There's not a lot. I mean, there's times where you can kind of tilt the scales in your favor under center, where teams have indicators and things like that. But for the most part, you got to play everything. As soon as you put the back offset, you cancel out a lot of offense, and that gives the defense the leg up now. There's things you can counter on offense, and that you can play the whole if they know we know game. But that's probably the simplest answer.
Gotcha.
Run game, you can get to way more stuff under center. It goes both ways. The actions come alive more often, more easily under center. You can run movements from pistol and gun, but it just doesn't time up that well, and it doesn't separate the defense as well as the under center stuff.
So with that as a background,
go ahead, Brock. That just feels like Sam loves it too, and he's good at it. So it's easy to say, well, just get under center. Well, most of these kids today have been in the shotgun since 5th grade. He feels like his game almost comes to life, rhythm-wise, timing-wise. Loves when he's under center. Is that fair?
Yeah, even dropbacks under center are becoming more popular in the league nowadays. That was one thing that you used to be able to cancel out when teams went under center, you didn't see a lot of drop back. It was a lot of quick game. But that's kind of making its revival around the league, which is kind of cool. But you're right, and then that's a testament to Sam. Because look, it's not to your point, Brock. It's not easy to be like, okay, I've been in the gun all the time. Now I'm going to be an under center quarterback. You got to make that commitment. And it's really like the conditioning to just go under center every snap in the spring and work that footwork and make it second nature. So now you feel confident when those plays are called. It's a tribute to our coaches. I mean, Andrew Janoko does a great job working this, just tirelessly. Klint, all those guys. Making a point of emphasis that that's how we're going to operate and get those guys bought in.
Well, and so that probably leads to maybe the play of the game, the kill shot to A.J. Barner in the fourth quarter. Could you walk us through maybe just some of the thought process behind going for that big play in that moment?
We were trying to close the game out. That's really that simple. So, I feel like we've had this mentality. Sometimes maybe we could be a little bit more aggressive, and I think the game kind of has to speak to you on that. But the general philosophy is we're trying to go win the game. So we felt like that was a heck of a play call. Now it's great design. Sam got us in the right play and the whole thing. I mean, we're trying to go win.
Is that something you get every play call offensively too, right, Mike? You're hearing kind of everything, or how do you balance that out with the defensive stuff you got to do between series and such?
Yeah, I'm telling Klint what to run every play. I'm calling all the plays.
Nice. You say, why don't you run that over corner? I see that safety sniffing. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that was all me.
Right.
No, it was a great play call. Look, Clint's a great play caller. We got a great offensive staff. I feel like my role is to make sure the ship's going in the right direction, especially, game management wise, that we're all on the same page on what we're trying to achieve given a certain situation. But as a play caller, like someone's telling me what to do all the time, that'd be frustrating. So we got to let him do his thing. And Winnie does a great job.
Can you help me understand? So one of the big commitments in the offseason was to a more complementary game and on offensively and really trying to get the run game going. And certainly it's not for lack of attempts. You guys have tried to run the ball a ton. For whatever reason, it has not taken off as well as the passing game. Is that teams are stacking the box against you and making it impossible and you're taking what's there? Is there more that you can do in order to get the running game going? What has prevented that from being one of the strengths of the team so far?
Yeah, it's all the above. I mean, we got to keep chiseling away at it. It's not we're just going to give up on our run game. Can't throw it 70 times a game and be the type of team that we want to be. Sure, I feel like we're on record with that, but we've played some good fronts, played a lot of great players, some good schemes. So that's part of it. And I also feel like we got to keep attacking, what we're running, how we're getting to plays, the biggest thing I'm seeing is just how we're executing it. I mean, they're solid, sound plays. They're plays we've been running since we got here in April. It's not like we're reinventing the wheel every week. We're figuring out new ways to run the same, kind of package set of plays. And, it's a block here, it's a block there, it's a communication here, it's an angle there, it's a how we run it. That it's all these little things. So it's the same thing. Frankly, it's very similar to like the kick return game, punt return and kick return. Any kick return is like 1 or 2 blocks away, and it just shows you how critical each block is. So, and you could play the shoulda, woulda, coulda game, but like that's not going to get you anywhere. It's about keep firing away at it, keep just staying relentless with your attitude and making a commitment to that we're going to figure out who to block and make sure that guy doesn't make the play, and we're going to block longer than the guy with the ball.
I think I hit on these numbers earlier in the show, Mike. You guys are 5th in the league in attempts, 169 rushing attempts, 25th or 23rd in overall yards, 27th in yards per carry, but then in Philly and San Fran equally, struggled yards per carry wise, but just continuing to run it and to run it and to run it and be committed to that has an impact on 60 minutes of football, does it not?
Totally. I mean, like a wise man, Thomas Hammock, once said the running game is a softening process. And I thought that was wise words. That was back in 2000, whatever that was. But he was right. I mean, you have to play like that. All the things you're talking about with Jax and Coop and the pass game, all those things come to life because we play complementary offense. I really believe that. So
So you guys left on Friday. What time did your team plane leave on Friday? This last Friday?
I don't know.
2:30 in the afternoon, something like that?
No, I think a little bit later than that.
A little later than that.
The plane left like probably 4 something.
Ooh, okay, 4 something.
Is that right?
So I know you
caught the end of the Mariners game was on.
Yes, that's
the
what I was
whole
wondering.
flight.
Yes,
and then
it's probably all 5 hours of the flight.
And then
right?
not gonna lie, the Wi-Fi was a little not that sweet towards the end of the flight. So, but then once we landed, I'm on the phone, and then shout out to Jeremy. They had it cooking in the like the meal room, at the hotel. So all the guys we were huddled around with a couple guys on their team, which I will not name names, but we're not 100% right now on rooting for the Mariners.
Oh, whoa.
Which is a problem. So we're working on a couple of those guys.
Wow. Guys with Detroit ties?
Yeah. Which,
I mean,
who's paying the bills? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Where's your allegiances lie?
Is there like a kangaroo court available for those players?
There should be.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick, I know it's injury updates on the guys that weren't able to go, especially the 3 guys in the secondary. Any of them close, or hope that you could get them back for a Monday night game?
Yeah, we're hoping.
I was just going to let it sit there and see if maybe there was more behind
story.
that.
I want more of the baseball story.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Who's not rooting for the Mariners?
Okay, we're not going to.
No, you got to tell. Come on.
No.
So I think it's time to call people
No, it's
out.
our job. We'll be able to figure
We're
that out.
gonna call them out in a team meeting.
Yes.
Let's start with the guys who went to Michigan, I think. I'm going to start with guys like A.J. Barner.
Now, the nice thing, we don't have any Canadians.
AJ's
Do we have
not
any
one of those
Canadians?
AJ.
No, he's not.
We have any Canadians? We don't have any Canadians, any Toronto Blue Jays on the roster, right? We don't have anybody rooting for them. Now it's easy.
No. Yeah, now it should be easy. Yeah, it should be easy.
Just choose country over whatever.
Yeah.
You know what is cool though, Mike? And I said I said this after the game yesterday. One thing that you guys share, you share a street, right? You share passionate fan bases, but you share resiliency. The Mariners have been freaking resilient. Times that they've been knocked down, times that they've been out, road trips that were miserable. They're kind of the opposite of you guys. The road has not always been as kind as it's been to you guys, but they're resilient. Backs against the wall, just resilient. Where does that on your team? You can't speak for them, but
I will say this: like, it is inspiring to watch them play. I mean, they are absolutely relentless, and they're just a fun team to watch, man. You can see like the stuff that we're chasing here is the connection, the toughness, 12, all those things that we I won't say the Pied Piper, the things that we say all the time that we believe in. I mean, you see that on their baseball team. And
how would you like some of the equivalent of a 15-inning game? Would you like a 5-hour football game marathon at some point?
I mean, whatever it takes to win, we'll do.
I'm sure you will, but you don't want that, right? 5 hours.
It's like someone told me before this game, they're like, I think, they gave me a score prediction. They're like, I think it's going to be 34-30 you guys. I'm like, sign me up. Like, we'll go. Do I sign right now for the win? Like, we'll get, it sucks to give up points, but a win's a win.
Do you feel like last thing very quickly do you feel like you have a good sense week to week as to whether or not your team's going to win and what kind of game it's going to be?
I think our team, this is a message. We have earned the right to expect to win the games that we play if we play our best football. But other teams this league it's a great league, man. There's a lot of great teams, a lot of great players. You got to bring your A game all the time, every day. If we do that, I believe in our guys. But I think that's our mentality.
I love it, Coach. Thank you. We'll talk to you next Tuesday after a Monday night game here against Houston. So looking forward to it. Thanks so much.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, there you.